Hello and welcome to Back to Coding. In the previous video, we saw what is nullability in Kotlin and how to make use of it. In this video, we'll talk about collections in Kotlin and we'll see the common collection type, which is arrays and lists in Kotlin. Collections are used to store a group of objects in a single unit. They let you store any number of values together. It usually contains a number of objects. This number may also be 0 of the same type. There are two different types of collections: immutable collection and mutable collection. Immutable, as the name suggests, doesn't support change. It supports only read-only operations. Here is a list of immutable collection types. Whereas mutable collection type supports both read and write operations. Here is the list of mutable collection types. We are going to see all of them one by one. An array is a collection of similar type of data. It can be of type int, string, double, etc. The size for an array is fixed and is declared earlier itself. Arrays store values in contiguous memory locations, that is, adjacent locations. The elements are zero indexed based, which means index starts with the element at 0th index position and second element at first position and so on. The last element's position is the size of the array minus 1. That means, let's say you have declared an array of size 4, then the first element's position is at 0 and the last element's position is 3, that is 4 minus 1. Also, once you declare an array of a particular type of data, then you cannot modify it later and you cannot have more than one type of data into it. Like for example, if you have declared an array of type string, then you cannot insert a value of type int or double into it. We can create an array using array of function from the Kotlin standard library. This is how it is done. So here the array only contains integer type values. That is, Kotlin concludes the type as an array of int values. Let's go to our editor. So as you can see here, the type shown is array of int and it doesn't allow value of string to be stored inside of an array of integers. Another way to create an array is using array constructor, which expects two parameters, size and init. The init parameter contains lambda expression and we are going to discuss about lambda expression in the upcoming videos. So don't miss out any of the videos. This is how it is defined. Let's see it practically. Here the first parameter defines the size of an array, and in the second expression we initialize our array with default values using lambdas. The values here are starting with 1 till 5. Until now, when we were using an array of a function, we were creating an array of integer types. That is, the array was a list of object types, which in our case was integer class and not of primitive types. Since primitive types consume less memory, they can be used in an array where there is such a requirement. So in the standard library, there are functions for every primitive type, like char array of for char type, int array of for int type, boolean array of for boolean type, long array of for long type, and so on. Also, it is said that using primitive types boosts the performance of the project. Let's see how to use them. This is how we declare an array of characters. And this is how it is done for int and double types. Also, you can just define the size of an array. Like here we have declared a size of 4, and then once declared it is taking the default value of long type in the array. We can also convert a generic array to an array of primitive types using methods like toIntArray for int types, toCharArray for char types, and so on. This is how it's done. Let's see it practically. So as you can see here, we have successfully converted an array of generic int types to primitive type using toIntArray function. List in Kotlin is an interface which is a generic collection of elements. Methods in this interface support only read-only access to the list. The size of a mutable list is changeable. That is, it is not fixed, it's dynamic. It can grow and shrink as per requirement when it comes to mutable lists. Unlike arrays, we can resize our mutable list. Arrays are more efficient than lists performance-wise, but lists have more features and is more flexible as compared to arrays. Also make a note that list is immutable, so you cannot change or update the values in a list. This is how it is declared. Let's see the practical. As you can see here, there is no add function for list. So this is read only and fixed size. We can also pass different types of data to the list. That is, you can have a list which contains both types, integers as well as strings in it. The problem with list is that it's immutable. We cannot add more elements to the list after it is being declared. So as an alternative to it, we have mutable list. Mutable list is also an interface and generic collection of elements. Mutable list, as the name suggests, is mutable, that is, changeable. They support both read and write operations. We can add or remove elements from the mutable list as per our requirement, and also it has no fixed size. This is how it is declared. And we have successfully printed our mutable list. Now we can add more names to our list since mutable list supports add operation. Once added, we'll print them and see whether mutable list have supported add operation. And yes, it has successfully added elements to our list. We can also use generic types of mutable list interface such as mutable list of int, which takes only integer value, mutable list of string, which takes only string values, etc. Let's see it practically. Now we'll add elements to the mutable list of integers. Also, we can add an element at a specific index position. Like when we put the cursor inside our add function, it shows a tooltip, index, and element, which are of int types. So let's add one to it. So here we are adding element 25 at the index position 2. And we will add more. Now let's print them and see what order are they stored in. So as you can see here, even though the element 2342 was added earlier at position 3 after inserting 2, it was stored at last position because we added 25 to the index position 2. Now let's try adding a string value to our mutable list of integers. And it shows type mismatch error. Let us perform some more operations on our mutable list like removing elements and all. Now let's print our developers team list. Let's run it. And it has successfully printed the developer names. Now let's print the second name from our testers team. We are using 1 as index since index starts with 0. Now we'll add more names to our friends list. Let's print them. And it has successfully printed it. Now let's add all the names from our tester team to developer team because now everyone has a turn to be a developer. And here it asks for two parameters. First it expects an int value and second it expects a collection. So let's put 1 as int value and tester team as our collection. And let's print them. So as you can see here, it has added testers from the first index position to our developers team. Let's change the index position and see what happens. And it has added elements starting with position 2 considering index position starting from 0. Now let's remove our developer from our developers list. Here we are removing developer from index position 3. As you can see, the developer Prashant is removed from the list. Let's remove the last developer from our developers list. Here it has removed Godwin from our list. Now let's remove all the testers from the developers team. Now because of some better opportunity, a tester named Prashant has left the company and has been replaced by Ramesh. So let's do that. Now there is a twist. All the developers have decided to start their own startup, and so each one of them have left the company. So let's do that quickly. And since there are no developers left, so testers who had a programming knowledge are added for the developer's role on a temporary basis. Now our friends have been referred for the developer's position and they have cleared the round and so have been selected for development position. So let's do that. Now since the developers have been hired, the testers can go back to their original roles. So this quickly sums up all the operations that can be performed on the list. We have performed add all, remove all, set, clear and retain all operations. That's it for this video. I hope this video has helped you to better understand this topic. Please give it a like and comment down your thoughts below. Don't forget to check my other videos which can be helpful to you.